All right, thank you, Tony. Governor Gina Raimondo releasing her state budget proposal at the State House just about an hour ago. Now, the plan for the next fiscal year addresses several issues she raised in her State of the State address earlier this week. Tonight, we're learning more about how she plans to close the deficit and what this could mean for your taxes. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian joins us now live from the State House with more. Kim?
Well, Mike, when the budget proposal is released, the question that pops into most people's minds is, will my taxes be going up? And under the governor's current proposal, the answer for most people is no, but not for everyone.
God bless Rhode Island.
2 days after her State of the State, Governor Gina Raimondo is unveiling her $9.4 billion state budget. With a $260 million deficit looming, the governor is not looking to increase sales, income, or corporate taxes.
There are no broad-based taxes in this budget, tax increases in this budget.
Instead, the governor is relying mostly on cuts to government programs with assistance from new tax revenue. Things like increasing access to medical marijuana by adding 12 new dispensaries and opening those compassion centers to patients from Connecticut and Massachusetts, something the state projects will generate an additional $5 million. Cigarette smokers would see another hit to their wallets, with the tax on tobacco increasing 25 cents to $4.50 per pack, generating upwards of $6 million. According to estimates. And if you're storing information in the cloud, there will be a new tax on subscription-based software systems like iTunes Cloud Storage.
Massachusetts and Connecticut charge for this.
The proposal would see these digital software products taxed as if they were physically sold at a store. And another thing you might be wondering, how is this $9.4 billion being spent? Well, coming up new at 6, we'll take a closer look at the governor's spending plan and how it could impact you and your family. For now, reporting live in Providence, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.
New details at 6 on Governor Gina Raimondo's spending plan, which she submitted to the General Assembly this afternoon.
And we told you some of the key parts of the proposed budget live at 5, including that it doesn't have any broad-based tax increases, though it does call for another hike in the cigarette tax and proposes taxes on security services like armored cars and cloud-based software.
It also continues the phase out of the car tax for a second year despite revenue concerns. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian has an in-depth look at some other parts of the plan.
Because it's home.
Governor Raimondo is putting her money on sports betting, hopeful the Supreme Court will rule in favor of it, paving the way for Rhode Island to cash in.
We view it as something that is necessary from a competitive standpoint.
Twin Rivers casinos in Lincoln and soon in Tiverton would be the sites for the gaming, which with the courts and legislature's approvals would begin in October. On schools, yesterday we told you that the $1 billion investment in school infrastructure would happen over 5 years with money from the state, municipalities, and a $250 million general obligation bond. Treasurer Seth Magaziner says communities would still get state aid based on wealth, but other factors too.
There would be an extra 5% state share for any project that's related to STEAM, for early childhood learning facilities, for career tech vocational facilities.
The new budget also proposes co-payments for adults in the Medicaid program for things like non-emergency hospital visits and the expansion of medical marijuana compassion centers from the existing 3 to 15.